Sophia never imagined she would fall in love through a screen. At 30, she had a life that looked complete. She lived in Brooklyn, worked as a content strategist, and filled her days with deadlines, podcasts, and late-night walks. Her phone was always in her hand, but love wasn't something she expected to find there. Love, she believed, belonged to a different version of her life. A quieter one, a braver one. After too many failed relationships, Sophia stopped trying. Dating apps felt transactional, and small talk was exhausting. She deleted them all, telling herself she was happier focusing on work and self-growth. And then, one night, boredom rewrote her plans. She joined an online book discussion forum, nothing romantic, nothing intentional. Just a place to talk about stories. That's where she first noticed the username Theorites. His comments were thoughtful, layered with humor and empathy. He didn't dominate the conversation. He listened. When he replied to Sophia's post about a novel centered on loneliness, his response felt personal, like he understood something she hadn't even articulated herself. He replied back. Soon, they were exchanging private messages. At first, it was all about books and ideas. Then, slowly, it became about life, family, dreams, disappointments, and the strange isolation of modern adulthood. Theo lived in Seattle. He was a UX researcher who wrote short stories late at night. He admitted he was better at expressing himself in writing than in person. Sophia understood that more than she wanted to admit. They never rushed. They talked for weeks without even exchanging photos. Voices came before faces, trust came before curiosity. They spoke late into the night, time zones dissolving into shared laughter and comfortable silences. Sophia caught herself smiling at her phone, rereading messages like they were handwritten letters. It scared her. I don't want this to be an illusion, she admitted during one of their late-night calls. Theo's voice was calm. I don't want it to be either. But I don't think feelings become fake just because they start online. What if we meet and it's different? She asked. Then we'll be honest about that too, he replied. That honesty became their anchor. After 3 months, they decided to meet. Theo flew to New York on a crisp October morning. Sophia waited outside a cafe, her heart racing, her mind flooded with doubt. What if the chemistry didn't translate? What if the magic belonged only to words? She saw him before she recognized him. Theo stood across the street, scanning the crowd with that same quiet attentiveness she knew from his messages. When their eyes met, they both froze. Then he smiled. The hug they shared was warm and grounding, less like meeting a stranger, more like reuniting with someone familiar. Conversation flowed easily, just as it always had. They walked through the city, sharing coffee, stories, and the subtle realization that their connection was real. That night, standing on a rooftop overlooking the city lights, Theo reached for her hand. I was afraid you'd feel distant, he admitted. I was afraid you'd feel imaginary, Sophia replied softly. Their first kiss was gentle and hurried, filled with reassurance more than urgency. It was about confirmation. They spent the weekend together, learning each other's rhythms beyond the screen, morning coffee habits, silences, laughter. When Theo left, the goodbye hurt, but it didn't feel empty. It felt intentional. They chose to try, not blindly, not naively, but with effort. Flights turned into visits. Visits turned into routines. Disagreements happened and doubts surfaced, but they talked through everything the same way they always had, honestly. 1 year later, Sophia stood in a Seattle apartment, watching rain streak down the windows. Theo wrapped his arms around her from behind. Do you ever think about how this started? He asked. She smiled. All the time, love hadn't been found despite the digital world. It had been shaped by it. In an age of screens and distance, they had discovered something rare, a connection built on patience, communication, and courage. Love hadn't been less real because it began online. It had been deeper because of it. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to Heart Talk Stories, where modern love stories find their soul. Thanks for listening.